All right, let's look at what makes the snail mail introduction letter work and how it can work for you. First of all, a couple things as far as a setup before I show you the letter and break down the components of it. There are really 7 steps that make this work. And first of all, it starts with identifying your best clients. And the easiest way to do this is just take out a piece of paper. You know this off the top of your head. List out your top 5 to 10 best clients, the clients you'd like to duplicate, that you like to multiply, that would change your business. The next thing to do is to make a simple ask. And this is asking them for a net promoter score. And it's just simply asking them, shooting them an email, getting on a phone call, asking them this question on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being no problem at all. I'd be glad to help. How likely are you to refer me to your peers and friends about my services? And so it's a simple thing, and it creates an obligation that they're willing to recommend, refer you to their peers. The next thing, number 3, is to set up a business development brainstorm session with them. Just ask them, hey, I'd like to sit down with you over, a cup of coffee. Try to get them out of the office in a place where there's not going to be a bunch of interruptions, and ask them, uh, say, hey, I'd like to get together with you for a cup of coffee over 30 minutes. Find out what's happening in your business, how I might be able to help you, and how you might be able to help me. So you set that up, you schedule it. Then the next thing you do, and the business development brainstorm is really broken down into 2 steps. The first step would be focusing in on the testimonials. So focus in on the services that you offered to your client. What was their situation before? What was the problem? What were the pain points? What was happening in their business? What was the experience like during the process of putting together your service? How did they respond to it? What was important as far as their decision to hire you? And then finally, what was the after result? What were the results? What were the outcomes of working with you? So that would be the testimonial part. And then the second part of the business development brainstorm is to brainstorm potential introductions. And you get, from your 5 or 10 best clients, check out their LinkedIn, see who they're connected to, feed them some names. They're likely to be connected to other clients that you like to have. And so feed them some names instead of just leaving it up in the air for them to have to come up with the names. And then the next step is to actually, get their commitment to send out the letter, you know, produce a letter, just have them sign it, put a stamp on it, send them out. And then the final 2 things, and what really makes this work, and what makes any kind of prospecting system work, is to follow up. So follow up first of all with the client who gave you the introductions. Keep them informed about what's happening, what the response was, because they're likely to refer you other clients if you do this. And then finally, follow up with the introduction themselves. It may take a couple goes until you can actually get on their radar, get on their schedule. So now let's take a look at the introduction letter itself, and I'll break down the individual parts of this and what makes it work. So let me share the screen here. Okay. So first of all, you want to send this as a snail mail letter, a paper letter on the client's letterhead, because it creates some real credibility and it breaks through all the noise that's happening on social media, on email. It stands out as different. So that's what you want to do. And since it's coming from a peer, probably someone that they really respect, it's likely, probably 100% that this letter is going to get open. And then finally, it sets up that the testimonial part of this, and that it talks about in the testimonial. It talks a little bit about their before situation, what happened, what were the results, and here it really has a solid result $200,000 added to their bottom line was the result. So it has a big impact, uh, what the result was of working with you. So whatever that impact was, you can share that from the testimonial. And then finally, next part would be, you know, that you do mostly work by referrals. So it's creating a little bit of scarcity and urgency here, and curiosity, that you're special, that you've been selected to receive uh, access to you, and you're naming what your program is. It's a free 45-minute work comp risk assessment. Could be a property risk assessment. Maybe it's just an HR risk assessment. Whatever your service is, you want to name that service, and then it soft sells it a little bit. You know, you're taking the pressure off your client to make that introduction, where you're saying, hey, you don't know if they're a fit, whether they'll hire you or not, but you're making it easy for them to introduce you. And then also you're putting in a line here to say that you do have some unique, unusual insights. So you're creating again some curiosity here. And so next, again, this is a little bit of urgency here, that you contact him, that the introduction contacts you before a certain date. Uh, and so it creates that urgency in the letter itself. And then finally, there's a PS that they can check you out. You have a download that gives them some free information, uh, and gives them a pre-sell. It basically pre-sells that initial appointment, that initial phone call. And then finally, again, some urgency, some social reciprocity here. They don't want to let their introduction source down. So they're asking, hey, give me a call. Let me know how the call went. So that's a breakdown of how the letter works. If you do need more information, what I do is I really break this down, help you to implement this whole process in my client attraction action uh, program. And it's a 4 to 6 week program. If you click the link below, you can schedule a call. We can talk and see if we're fit to work together. So thank you, and good luck on getting those introductions flowing.